Bricks, it's BrickLi here, and welcome to the 6th episode of Building Mordor in LEGO. And if you haven't seen the 5th episode, in which I actually did a bunch of building, go click the card on the top right corner of the screen to view the playlist to watch all of the Building Mordor episodes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Over here we got a couple of orcs and of course a Uruk-hai. And we're going to zoom out on everything I've built in the last episode. That is actually a bunch of building. So in the previous episode, I built a lot of dark tan landscaping in the front over here, as you can see. I also put down a lot of light bluish gray plates, which I also detailed a lot. As you can see, it really looks like a decent amount of landscaping with a sort of rockworkish style over here in the middle. And I'm actually going to detail the dark bluish gray, in a future episode. But first of all, I'm actually going to work on building the main black gate. Now, as you can see, I actually destroyed a lot of the black gate since the first couple of episodes of building the black gate in LEGO. And I actually destroyed this corner piece right here. It actually continued right here, but I wanted to extend the wall piece right to this point over here, so it's a lot bigger right now on both sides. So that's what we're actually going to work on in this episode. I'm going to try to extend it up till here. I'm actually going to make it a lot higher, so as you can see over here on this picture, you can see the difference with the main black gate wall and the higher wall in the corners over there. Of course, that really looks epic. So I want to work on that in today's episode and really am hyped for using a lot of different techniques. I actually sorted a bunch of parts, as you can see, since the last episode. Got a couple of miscellaneous parts laying over here, which I'm not going to sort because that's really useless. I got a bunch of parts and of course all these black pieces in these bins. So I got a bunch of these 1x4s, 1x2, 2x3, and corner pieces. We got 1x4 with studs on the sides. And on top of that, I also got 2x2, 2x3, 1x3s. I got a bunch of these 1x1s. Got a lot of slopes and such, and a lot of other pieces, and which is pretty useful over here. Finally, we got these 1x6 pieces in black color. So a lot of black bricks, which I'm going to use for building these wall pieces over here on the the end of the black gate. So yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. So if you are enjoying this Mordor series, of course, go leave a like, go subscribe if you're new to the channel, and ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post something. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into building the wall pieces. So I finished putting down the big walls on the side of the black gate of Mordor. We got these huge corner pieces over here, as you can see, and I actually restored this broken section over here. So that is all perfectly restored. So I'm now just going to add some panels and such to that, and the spikes, of course. But what I did with this big piece over here on either side, actually, I mirrored it. So I just built it and I filmed it with 2 cameras, as you saw. But I actually can remove this big piece, and it is just perfectly modular, so I can just remove everything of the Battle at the Black Gate, which is really handy for storing methods. It just slides on perfectly, so it's really sturdy, but it can easily just be taken off the big mux, so I can really take it apart and store it efficiently. That's really awesome. So I mirrored the build. As you can see, it really used up a lot of black bricks and such. I actually had a ton of the 2x4 black bricks, but I almost used all of them for these two big wall pieces of the black gates of Mordor. So that's pretty, well, it really was part expensive, but it's totally worth it. I mean, you can see a lot of height in these two wall pieces. That's pretty epic. I'm really happy with what I built. These wall pieces really look superb, and I think I'm actually gonna make them a little higher, because the idea is that these wall pieces actually are higher than these little towers in the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna go and take a look if making it higher makes the Battle at the Black Gate scene look a lot better, or if I just should keep this height over here. So I'm gonna go and make these two wall pieces a little higher. I got carried away from building, so I set up a little scene over here with some orcs, Uruk-hai and such coming from the Black Gate of Mordor. And they're actually negotiating with some goblins over here, as you can see, coming from the Misty Mountains. So I thought it would be pretty fun to set up a little scene over here. So these goblins are going to join the huge army I'm going to set up for Mordor in one of the episodes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with all the goblins I got over here. As you can see, it's quite a ton of these goblins, so I'm definitely happy. Comment in the comment section down below how many goblin minifigures you actually own. I'm pretty curious to see if I have a lot, so yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, over here we got my orc force, so it isn't even 1/10 of my orc army, and it's just looking huge. First of all, I started working on these huge wool pieces, and I actually raised it quite a bit, as you can see over here, so that's a lot higher. And the goal I wanted to reach was actually that I needed this big wall piece to be bigger than this tower right over here, and I did that on both sides. And of course, also in addition to that, I wanted to create this spike over here. This is a sort of spike which you can see on the Black Gate on this picture over here. And that spike actually is pretty awesome, but it was quite a challenge to create that spike. As you can see, I sort of based it off the Tower of Orthanc spike, as you can see over here. And I thought it would be a nice challenge to actually create this. As you can see over here, this is the spike, so I think it looks pretty cool. It's actually attached with these sort of, well, pieces right here, these hinge pieces. And then of course I let the spikes continue through here, and this over here is actually going to be rock work, and I'm going to have some sort of tunnel over here into the tower. So that's what I want to create on both sides of the Black Gate. That's really going to be epic. And the same on this side, I created this little spike over here, as you can see. You can actually see it a bit better with the lighting over here. So I think it looks quite great. As you can see over here, it's quite good of a spike. I'm really happy with the level of detail I'm putting in the Black Gate of Mordor. And I think I'm actually quite happy with everything I did aside from these huge wool pieces. I actually took it upon myself to work on the middle section as well. I raised these couple of spikes in the middle section because you can see that some spikes are a little higher than the other, so I tried to do that with these sort of torch pieces, as you can see. And from a distance, I think it looks quite nice, so I'm also really happy with how that came out to look. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I also worked on the towers in the middle of the Black Gate. I made a sort of sloping wall into the tower, and it's actually connected, so it won't budge anymore, so you can just push it, and it's just really sturdy, and that's what I wanted to go for. I also got two really epic things I added into the towers, which is a little set of stairs, And this is going all the way through the tower, as you can see on this side as well. So I can really set up some minifigures walking through the tower and getting into position to defend the black gates of Mordor. And on the other side as well, as you can see over here, I got a Mordor orc walking through the tower with the stairs over here. As you can see, those are the stairs. So it's pretty sturdy. And what I actually did inside of the tower is I sort of made this a little bigger, as you can see over here. I don't know if you can see it, but this was 1x2, this passageway, and actually made it 1x3. From this angle, you can see that I removed this layer of 1x1 bricks, and I actually put a sort of sloping piece over here, so I have a lot more space to pose up minifigures. And that's what I wanted to go for. And in addition to that, I also worked on the back of the black gate. I completed all of this, as you can see over here, those wall pieces. I put the panels on for detailing. I also put a lot of spikes on the front and back of these side walls of the black gate. So I'm really happy with what I've done. In addition to customizing the towers with the sloping walls over here, I actually removed all of the brown pieces from the tower, so this has turned all black. I made everything black, and over here, as you can see as well, this is all black, so no brown pieces are left. As you can see, the only brown part of the black gate is the walkway with the stairs, and that's really what I wanted to create for the level of detail. This is the black gate of Mordor, and I want it to be completely black. It was quite a challenge for me to do that, actually. I had to destroy the entire tower 2 times because I, well, first of all, customized this side of the black gate, and after that continued customizing the right side. So that's really... It was really a challenge for me to do that because sometimes I forgot my building techniques, which I used on the left side over here. And I needed to, well, take a look at it, take some things apart, and I needed to apply it to the right side over here. A nice detail on the black gate is something I added over here. I actually added some torches, as you can see. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 torches on the black gate. So what I did is I built these huge wall pieces of the black gate of Mordor. I detailed as much around the towers and of course the front walls as possible. So I think that this is probably the definite version of the middle of the black gate. And all I gotta do now for the rest of the black gate is design the towers and create some panels over here. But I'm gonna do that in future episodes of Building Mordor in LEGO. I'm quite happy with what I've done in this episode of Building Mordor in LEGO. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. Of course, go subscribe to BrickLi if you're new to my channel, and ring that notification bell to stay updated on when I post something. And let me know if you're liking the black gate so far. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of everything, and I'll see you all in the next video.
That's why I gave you everything.